everyone, and welcome. My name is Miss Erin, and I'm so excited to teach with you today. All right, let's get started. Here is what you will need to know about our project today. So first things first, for class, you will need a black poster board cut down into a 10-inch by 10-inch square. This will be used to mount your finished project. Next, we will need markers. These can be metallic Sharpies, regular Sharpies, plain markers. It is entirely up to you what you would like to use. Or you can use colored pencils if that's more your jam. Then we will need a plain sheet of paper cut down into a 9-inch by 9-inch square. That way you can draw your project and then we'll eventually mount them down onto our black poster board. Then lastly, you will need a glue stick, obviously, to glue down your white paper onto your blackboard. All right, let's jump into the lesson. Today, we are talking about heritage. And heritage comes in many different forms. Across the globe, everyone comes from a different background. Heritage may be passed down through generations to generations, and it's important to know your history. In most cases, it might be objects, activities and traditions, behaviors and culture that are passed down from your parents or from your guardians. These are all important things that make you who you are, and they're all a part of your identity. All right, let's take a look at a couple examples of things that are from heritage, starting with the coat of arms. Let's take a look at an example. Can you guess what these are? Well, I already said it. It's a coat of arms. But do you know what they're for? They're passed down from generation to generations of families throughout your heritage. These different symbols found in each of the coat of arms, or crests, symbolize something much greater than what they look like. These coats of arms can be found on flags or in family history. A lot of your ancestors or family in other countries might have these around their house. It's a common misconception that a lot of these coat of arms may be only found in Europe, but actually they're from all over the world. For example, we can start from the left. Right here, we have a couple tigers that are from Malaysia. Then we'll go down here to Venezuela. At the top, we have Scotland. And then on the far right, we have South Africa. It's pretty cool, right? All right, let's take a look at an example. Let's look at the South African coat of arms. But what does it all mean? Now that we know what they look like, we don't know all the symbols that are inside of each of them. So let's go ahead and take a look at a South African one. So starting at the top, we have the rising sun. This symbolizes knowledge, good judgment, willpower, and rebirth. Next, we go down to the elephant tusks. This symbolizes wisdom and strength, moderation, and eternity. In the human figures and the shield, it symbolizes unity and holds all the figures that represent identity. And let's go over to the secretary bird. This symbolizes divine majesty and ascending in protection. It's protecting all of South Africa. And then going towards the ears of wheat, this symbolizes fertility and growth and development. And then lastly, we have the motto. I am a little scared that I might butcher this, but I think it's Kosen, Kohezen. And this means diverse people unite. In everybody's heritage, everybody's diverse, right? Everybody's different. All right, but let's think now. What would we want our coat of arms to look like? What would we want it to say? So we're going to think about color, the images, and the meaning that we're putting inside. Who are we as individuals? What do we represent in our identity? What does our heritage look like? So I'm going to go ahead and ask a couple more questions just to kind of get your brain flowing so we can get some brainstorming in. That way you know what you want to do right when you jump into it. So what do you think about when you think about your family? What do you know about your heritage? What are some things you think are important to who you are as a person? What makes your identity stand out? This could include your favorite colors and animals and things that you find interesting or that relate to who you are, what your family is like. When you think about who you are, what do you picture or who do you picture? What do these mean to you and why? And how can you share your heritage with others? And drum roll, please. The moment you've been waiting for. It's time to make some art with all this fantastic new information we just learned about. Remember that 9-inch by 9-inch sheet of paper I told you to cut out? And then those markers I asked you to grab? Now's the time to get both of those ready. For the art making activity, you will begin by drawing the shape of your coat of arms. The shape may be inspired by some of these examples that I've provided on the screen for you. Or if you're feeling fun and different, you can make it whatever shape you want. You can even do it to reflect yourself, to reflect your family. It is entirely up to you how you make the outline. Considering the questions that I asked, you can always go back and listen to them again if you need just a couple ideas. Think about what kind of symbols and colors are important to who you are and your heritage. Consider those in your coat of arms and show off who you are and what you stand for. When you're done, we'll glue our finished white sheet of paper onto our black mounting board, and we can hang it for everyone to see in our home. Thank you for following along with me, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson. So happy creating!